May 1985. A pencil-sketched hand reaches through the page of a comic book, pulling a young woman into an animated world. Within months, this impossible moment would make 3 Norwegian boys the biggest band on planet Earth. But here's what nobody tells you. Calling a-ha a one-hit wonder is one of the greatest lies in music history. This is the story of how a band conquered the world, then watched America forget them while they became legends everywhere else. The Impossible Dream. Oslo, Norway, 1982. 3 young musicians, Morten Harket, Paul Wakhtar Savoy, and Magna Faru Holman, made a decision that seemed insane. They packed their bags and moved to London with barely any money, crammed into a cheap flat, broke and unknown. Their dream? To make it in the British music scene when nobody knew Norway even had a music scene. Record labels slammed doors in their faces. Rejection after rejection. Being told their music wasn't good enough, their English wasn't good enough, their look wasn't right. But they had one song. A song originally called the Juicy Fruit Song that Paul had written years earlier. They renamed it Take On Me. They recorded it twice. The first version in 1984 flopped completely, didn't even crack the top 100. Most bands would have given up. a-ha went back into the studio, spent their last money on a new production, and tried again. This second version was different, faster, tighter, with Morten's voice soaring into that impossible falsetto that would become legendary. But even the new recording wasn't enough. Radio stations weren't playing it. The song was dying again. Then, Warner Brothers made a gamble that would change everything. They gave director Steve Barron a budget of $100,000, worth nearly $500,000 today, to create a music video unlike anything the world had ever seen. The sketch that changed everything. 16 weeks. That's how long it took to create the Take On Me video using rotoscoping, a technique where artists hand-drew over 3,000 frames of live-action footage. Every single movement, every gesture, every hair flip had to be sketched by hand. The result was pure magic. A love story between reality and animation that looked like nothing MTV had ever broadcast. May 23, 1985. The video premiered on MTV, and the world stopped. Kids rushed home from school to catch it. The phone lines at MTV lit up with requests. Over the summer months, Take On Me built momentum like a tidal wave. By October 19, 1985, it exploded to #1 in America, knocking Dire Straits' Money for Nothing off the top spot. A Norwegian band singing in English dominating the American charts. But the song didn't just hit #1, it became a global phenomenon. It reached #1 in over a dozen countries across the world, from Japan to Brazil, from Australia to South Africa. Everyone knew that opening keyboard riff. Morten Harket's voice, hitting that high note that seemed to defy human biology, became the sound of 1985. The band sold out arenas across America. Teenage girls screamed so loud they couldn't hear themselves play. Morten, with his chiseled jawline and piercing blue eyes, became a global heartthrob. Magazines called him the most beautiful man in the world. The 3 boys from Oslo who'd been broke in a cramped London flat were suddenly the biggest pop stars on Earth. The American amnesia. Then came The Sun Always Shines on TV. In the UK, it shot straight to #1. It topped charts in Ireland and became a massive hit across Europe. Their album Hunting High and Low reached #2 in Britain and became a masterpiece of 80s pop. Songs like Hunting High and Low and Train of Thought showcased something America refused to see. a-ha weren't a one-hit wonder. They were serious musicians creating sophisticated pop music. But American radio had already decided. One hit, that's all they'd allow. When The Sun Always Shines on TV was released in the US, it barely made a dent. American stations moved on to the next big thing. By 1987, US radio had essentially forgotten a-ha existed. Here's the twist that changes everything. The rest of the world didn't forget. While America labeled them a one-hit wonder, a-ha kept releasing albums that went multi-platinum across Europe, South America, and Asia. Their success in Germany, Norway, and the UK rivaled the biggest bands in the world. In Brazil, they could barely leave their hotels without causing chaos. Between 1985 and 2010, a-ha sold over 55 million albums worldwide. 55 million! They had 10 number-one hits in Norway, multiple number-ones across Europe. They recorded the theme song for a James Bond film, The Living Daylights, in 1987, which became another massive hit. Everywhere except America. The legacy. In 2010, a-ha announced their farewell tour. Their final concerts in Norway sold out instantly. Stadium shows with 25,000 fans singing every word. Their last performance at Oslo Spectrum on December 4th was emotional and electric. When Morten hit that high note in Take On Me one final time, grown adults wept. This wasn't a one-hit wonder saying goodbye. This was a legendary band closing a chapter. But legends don't stay retired. In 2015, they reunited. Their concerts across Europe still sell out in minutes. Even today, they pack arenas with devoted fans who followed them for decades. Fans who know every album, every B-side, every lyric. The numbers speak for themselves. Take On Me reached 1 billion views on YouTube in February 2020 and has now surpassed 2 billion. It's been covered by everyone from Weezer to acoustic guitarists on street corners. That rotoscoped video is still studied in film schools. The song appears in movies, TV shows, and commercials constantly. It's become immortal. So here's the truth. a-ha aren't a one-hit wonder. They're only a one-hit wonder in America, a country that heard one song and decided that was enough. But to the rest of the world, to the millions of people across Europe, South America, Asia, and beyond, a-ha are exactly what three boys from Oslo dreamed they could be. Legends. They conquered the world. America just wasn't paying attention.